Equilibrium. Equilibrium is a concept in which opposing dynamic forces cancel each other out. In economics, we have the law of demand, which states as price goes up, quantity demanded actually goes down. And as price goes up in the law of supply, what happens is actually quantity supplied goes up. So this is quantity supplied, this is quantity demanded, and here's the price, moving both of them. And these two are going to cancel each other out at some point. That point will be where we end up at something called the equilibrium price, the price that the market, the invisible hand, is pushing the market. At that price, the equilibrium price, how much is bought and sold is called equilibrium quantity, the amount bought and sold at the equilibrium price. Now, one thing, when the market is not in equilibrium, you get either excess supply or an excess demand, and a tendency for prices to change. Excess supply is excess supply, and excess demand is sometimes called a shortage. Now, prices tend to adjust whenever we are out of equilibrium. The greater the difference between quantity supplied and quantity demanded, the more pressure there is for prices to go up or down. Let's take a look. If for some reason the price is at 350 at this point, and the people out there will demand only 3 units, but suppliers at 350 will decide to supply 7 units. There's 7 units being offered, only 3 is being bought up. Thereby, there is an excess supply or a surplus of 4 units that's not being sold. This leads to a sale, lowering of the prices, and prices tend to fall until we reach to a point called equilibrium. Let's try another one. At $1.50, buyers think this is a great deal and they want 7 units, whereas the suppliers cannot cover their cost and therefore they only supply 3 units. We don't see this as a great deal. Thereby, 3 units is being provided, 7 units is being demanded. There is an excess demand of 4 units or a shortage of 4 units. People want 7, there's only 3 being supplied. There's a shortage of 4 units or an excess demand of 4 units. So what happens? Prices will get bid up. As the prices get bid up, suppliers will produce more, thereby reaching the equilibrium point. The equilibrium price of $2.50. There are 5 units supplied, 5 units demanded. There is no waste. Everything is being supplied, is being bought up. Alright, so let's review. An excess supply is a surplus when quantity supplied is bigger than or greater than quantity demanded. And in this case, price tends to fall. When you have excess demand or a shortage, the quantity demanded is always greater than the quantity supplied. In this case, prices tend to rise. Okay. Now, equilibrium is not a static point. You remember, supply and demand shift, and when they shift, that changes the equilibrium price and quantity. For example, in this case, our equilibrium price is at $2.25. 8 units is being bought and sold. For some reason, demand increases. Let's say the income of our consumers or our buyers goes up. That causes a shift in the demand curve, causing an increase in demand. Please review the difference between increase in demand versus increase in quantity demanded. So what has happened? We have a new equilibrium. At the 225, the old price, there is now 10 units being demanded, but only 8 is being supplied. So what do you think happens? The prices will tend to rise. There's excess demand, thereby prices rise. And we go up to a new equilibrium of $2.50. Let's look at another one. Here's a decrease in supply. Example. At equilibrium is at 225, and at 225 there's 10 units is being supplied and 10 units is being demanded. We are at equilibrium. Supply shifts in. Now, at the same $2.25, the suppliers are only willing to supply 8 units, but people still want 10 units. So there is a shortage of 2 units. That causes a bidding war, which pushes the prices up, which encourages suppliers to increase their quantity supplied. Prices move to 250, and thereby we close that 2 units shortage.